Hello, YouTube viewers. Welcome back to Time Machine Thursdays. If you're returning for this week's installment, thank you for coming back. If you are new here, I do Time Machine Thursdays every Thursday, and I go back through all of the content that I've created in the past and reshare it. And this series is a TikTok series that I'm doing, going back over the TikToks that I created from 2020 to 2024 and giving the director's cut, my version, my explanation behind every video that I created. So today I ran into inconvenience after inconvenience and obstacle after obstacle, and I really didn't have the time to get done with the meatier version of this week's video, which was supposed to be my 2024 Time Machine Thursday TikTok review. So we are postponing 2024 for next week, but I did have this 8-minute video that I wanted to share, and I was looking back through my videos from 2024, and I'm like, why in the world would I ever need to post an almost 10-minute video on TikTok? And then I watched it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a great reason to post a 10-minute video on TikTok. So this is just me talking about my faith and where I am at that point in time with my faith. And it's just something that may or may not help whoever's watching. But thank you for giving me your time today, and enjoy my little spiel about how my faith is growing. And hopefully I can inspire you to open up your Bible. I just feel like talking about y'all today, so if that's not for you, then keep scrolling. But if you're open to it and you want to listen, then keep watching. You might get something out of it. And I'm not the best orator, so just bear with me. I just have a lot of thoughts, a lot of things that are connecting for me right now that I want to just get off of my chest. So last week, I was having a conversation with my therapist, and she brought up the fact that I hadn't really been talking about, my journey or what I was doing as far as concerns like spirituality and getting closer to God and Christianity and all those things. We hadn't talked about it in maybe a couple of weeks. And it led to this conversation about how I tend to retreat when it comes to speaking about things of this nature, when it comes to speaking about religion, when it comes to speaking about Yah or anything like that. I read people's body language. I read the room. And if I sense that somebody is not receptive of what I am trying to say, or not thinking on the same level that I'm thinking, or just we're not in the same mind frame, then I tend to draw back on that and let it go. A lot of what I am doing as far as Christianity and developing a sense of faith within myself, I'm doing all that internally. I'm doing all that solo, and I haven't reached out to anyone or even attempted to try and share my testimony, or if I even have a testimony, because I'm kind of just not fully confident in my faith just yet, and I'm working on that. But I thought it was funny because we had that conversation last week, and just yesterday I prayed about my Bible reading. I talked to y'all. I asked him to make it to where I am more excited to open up my Bible, make it to where I want to actually read my Bible every day and not miss days and get behind like I have been doing. So I had that conversation. I prayed yesterday. Prayed about a lot of things, but that was one of the main things I prayed about. And it's like after I prayed all day yesterday, usually when I get off of work, I'll come home and I want to watch a show. Like all I wanted to do really was read my Bible. And I didn't get to do it because I fell asleep, but it was like that prayer ignited that fire in me to actually enjoy opening up my Bible and reading my Bible. So I'm like, okay, the prayer is working. I see Yah is listening to me, and because it's not just a personal thing. Like, some days I just want to watch YouTube or be on Instagram or scrolling on TikTok more than I want to pick up my Bible. But something switched after I prayed that prayer. So I account that to y'all. Y'all is listening to me. Anyway, so today I opened up my Bible app, and they do like the quote of the day or the verse of the day in the Bible app. And I'm pretty sure people that are watching this, y'all have the Bible app, and you see the verse of the day in the Bible app. So it just so happens that today's verse is Romans 1:16, and I have everything opened up right here in front of me, so I'm going to read that out for you. So Romans 1:16 says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God to salvation for everyone who believes, for the Jews first, and also for the Greek." So it basically says, do not be ashamed of the gospel. Spread the gospel without fear, without shame. And to me, that's crazy, because I just had this conversation with my therapist last week about how, I don't want to say it's shame, but it's a retreat. It's not like a proud sense that I have in speaking to other people about Christianity, about Yeshua, about Yahuwah. So for that to be the verse of the day only a couple of days after having that conversation, that's like another sign for me. And so today I was reading 2 Kings 6 through 10, and sometimes I'll listen to the narrator in the Bible app, and then I'll go back and reread it myself, because the narrator talks so fast I can't really keep up. So I was rereading 2 Kings chapter 10, and it's talking about how Jehu sent the letter to the servants of Ahab in Samaria, and he was basically telling them, defend your honor, fight for the throne of Ahab, because Jehu, I believe, killed Ahab. So he was telling the servants with Ahab's 70 sons that they need to fight for the throne. And the servants were afraid. They were like, we're not going to fight. We're going to fall in line. We're going to do whatever you wish. And so he sent another letter, and he told them, okay, send me the heads of Ahab's 70 sons. And so these people actually sent Jehu the heads of Ahab's 70 sons. And this verse, for some reason, is crazy to me, because I start visualizing what I'm reading. And so I'm going to read 2 Kings chapter 10, and this is verse 5. And it says, "And he who was in charge of the house, and he who was in charge of the city, and the elders also, and those who reared the sons, sent to Jehu, saying, we are your servants. We will do all you tell us, but we will not make anyone king. Do what is good in your sight." Then he wrote a second letter to them, saying, "If you are for me and will obey my voice, take the heads of the men, your master's sons, and come to me at Jezreel by this time tomorrow." Skipping down to verse 8, they say, "Then a messenger came and told him, they have brought the heads of the kings of the sons. And he said, lay them in 2 heaps at the entrance of the gate until morning." So they brought him the heads of Ahab's 70 sons. And Jehu said, "Sit those heads at the entrance of the gate until the morning." So there were 77 heads at the entrance of the gate until the morning. Now imagine waking up in the morning, you go to the gate entrance, the king is coming out, and he has 2 heaps on either side of him, 35 heads on one side, 35 heads on another side. And that's just mind-blowing to me when I imagine being there at that time and witnessing that. I don't really know where I was going with everything that I said here today, but for me, it's lighting fires in my head, and I wanted to share it. And maybe what I said brought some clarity to somebody else that's listening. But I am just really excited about how I am developing a fever, or just, like I said, a fire to consume the word. And the living word, and it's actually living. And yeah, like I said, I'm not the best when it comes to orating or telling a story. And if you watch this far, then thank you, because this video is quite long. I might edit it down a little bit, but that's what I had to say today. And take that with you. Be blessed and have a great day. I know you've just listened to me talk for like 11 minutes straight, but I just have to say that for me to have the courage to post something like this on TikTok is definitely a big step for me. And I almost forgot I even did this last year. So I have come leaps and bounds. I've come so far in being more confident when it comes to speaking about my faith in the Bible and Yahuwah. So I am looking for people who are in that realm right now, who want to explore the Bible, who want to talk about the Bible. And if you have any comments for me on what I talked about here, or just in general, I would love to connect. Leave them down for me in my comments down below. Let me know what you thought about the video. And thank you for tuning in this week. Next week, we're going through 2024. So be prepared. It's going to be a pretty long video. You're probably going to want to get your snacks or let it play in the background. Thank you for your time this week. Love you guys. Stay blessed.